I'm back. I'm back, friends. Let's see if we can get some more interaction today. This afternoon. That would be great. That'd be really swell. Alrighty. See if we can get anybody in here. See if we can get anybody in here. I'm getting tired of YouTube restricting my videos because they're...
You have to get an extra plate for it.
Yeah. Come on. Hey, Mason, what's going on? We got 3 people on here now. Wow, it's like a record for today. Anyways. Oh, I didn't. Let me go check it out real quick. I'm going to check it out real quick. Is that for... That's for a holster, right? Arizona? Yeah. So, cool. Nicole, hello. Welcome to the channel. How are you? I'm just sitting here. It's Sunday afternoon, and I'm just doing a Q&A and vibing and chatting. Yeah, that looks really good, dude. If you ever make one for a semi-auto that you need to get rid of, let me know. I'm totally down to help, feature it on my channel. Everybody, sorry, I'm Below Average Utah Dad. This is my channel. This is our live stream. Feel free to ask any questions that you want about the firearms in the background, about being a dad here in Utah, about making jokes, about Baba Yaga, who is a character that I play on my channel. He's a bit zesty. He's not sure if he's French, Spanish, or Russian. He's definitely European. And yeah, he's a main character in a lot of my shorts. People seem to like him, so I'm gonna wear most of these. So I want to make sure I'm being very clear. Most of these I put together on my own. I bought the parts online and I put the parts together on my own. So all of the ARs, and then the shotgun and the rifle in the end, my little 22, those I inherited from my stepfather. The shotgun I inherited from my stepfather. The 22 has been in my family for like 30 years. And then I have another shotgun that I inherited from my grandfather. It has his initials on the bottom. So, yeah, these are all my firearms that I show to everybody. We'll go like that. We'll rename the live stream today. We're going to rename it to Check Out My Real Fortnite Guns. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Nicole. It is a pump action shotgun. It's very much like the pump action shotgun you can use in Fortnite. So, why did it say we lost a bunch of people? So, I mean, it's true. It is. When you get a pump action shotgun, that's pretty much the one that you get. If you've ever played Fortnite, see? If you've played Fortnite, then you've probably used that shotgun in Fortnite. Yeah. Yeah. So I have several of the guns that you would several very similar firearms as to what you would find in Fortnite. Except mine are all legendary tier. They're all gold tier or epic. Gold. It's gold, Mason. All of mine are gold tier. Gold tier pumps. Gold tier pump, gold tier AR, gold tier AK. There are lightsabers in Fortnite right now. And apparently, like profanity speaking Darth Vader. My son plays Fortnite, so I'm aware. I don't have a lightsaber. I do have a magic 8-ball. I have a magic 8-ball that I can ask questions to, and that's kind of like having the Force. So, what's up, Jesus? Welcome to the chat, man. Just trying to get some watch time and some viewers to come in and have a little chit chat, Q&A, and talk about stuff. It's been a while since I've had like a really good like high viewership live stream, and it is very hard to continue to stay motivated when that doesn't happen. My shorts are doing really well right now, which is awesome. I think most of my shorts today have been, up above 100, up above 500. Oh, that's cool, Arizona. I didn't know that. I actually don't have a sword. I have a couple of really cool knives. I used to have a Bowie knife, but it broke. John Wanks, what's up? What's going on, guys? Go for it. What are you going to tell him, Sus? It's okay, Jesus. I want to hear what he says. Sus, what are you going to tell him when you call 911? You gonna give him my address? Do you have my address? Don't you see guns like this when you play video games? What's the difference? So what are you gonna tell him? Yeah, if you ever want to get rid of one, I'll give you my address. That's awesome, Shed. I don't know what that says, man. Something about with tigers. Sus, do you play Fortnite or Call of Duty? What kind of emotes do I have? All of my emotes are like emotes of my Baba Yaga character, or they're emotes of memes that I've done, or pictures that my kids have drawn. Oh, and an F-35. I took a photo of an F-35. Are Ruger Mark IVs reliable? I don't know if I've ever shot a Ruger Mark IV. Yeah, if I just have some fun pictures of my characters. Let's see. I've got that one. Those are my below average Utah dad emotes and stickers right there. How did I get them? So Sus, just so you know, a couple of these four, and then I've got pistols and an AK. These are actually like, they're kind of like the guns in Fortnite. So my son plays Fortnite, so that's how I know that they're kind of like that. John, I don't know, like I said, but I also like go with Arizona on that one. How did I get them? Some of them I put together myself, Sus, and some of them were like given to me by my grandfather and my father. So they're from my family. But I bought the parts and put the parts together, because you can do that here in the United States. No, they're real. They're real. They're very real. No, Nicole, they are definitely not BB guns. Those are definitely real guns. So, I was gonna say, yeah, John, default to Arizona on that. You guys know I'm not a huge revolver guy, and but I've never shot a Ruger revolver that wasn't solid. Because I think even my dad I think has a Ruger 44 Magnum. It's either a Ruger or a Smith & Wesson. It's been so long since I've shot it. Oh, Nicole, I don't do much with my guns because I have older kids, and shed out. Okay, I want to make sure I'm being clear. When you say built an upper from scratch, do you mean purchased all the parts and assembled it from scratch, or do you mean like drilling out a barrel and putting grooves in it and everything? I live in Utah, Sus, in America. Assembly? I have. All of these I've assembled. Is it? Dude, I'm not a huge Ruger person. I hear Ruger and I think, like, I know the RXM, and I know they have a couple of ARs, and then, yeah. Hey, Ammo. Coco, come here. Come here. Come here. Up. Come here. This is Miss Coco. She is an American Standard Poodle. So, Zika, hello. Yeah, she's cuter when she doesn't look like a rat. Yeah, I can do a close-up of my guns, guys. Okay, get down. Yes, get down. Get down. Here we go. Here's a close-up of my poodle. No, okay. Here is... Here's the AK-47. Sorry, there's a picture in front of it. That's okay. That's our logo. Here's my here's one of my Glock pistols. Thank you, Zika. Here's another one. It's not exactly a Glock, but it shoots just like a Glock. Okay. Here's okay, so see this AR right here. It uses this magazine and these bullets. And then this AR right here, this big one, with the backwards with the backwards bipod on it. Okay, so here's the deal. I like having my bipod this way. The reason I do isn't because it's because when I shoot it, I like to lay it in the ground and pull it a little bit towards me. Oh, I've shot all these guns many times, Nicole. And that you can see kind of the difference in size. So that bigger AR uses these ones, these bullets. So it's more like a sniper AR for all you younger people. Yep. Yep, that one's an AR-15 Zika. That one's an AR 9mm. It's like a kind of like a submachine gun, except it's not automatic. And that one's like a sniper AR right there, a scoped AR. They both have scopes, but yeah. You didn't know I had an AR-10? Yeah, this is my 6.5 Creedmoor. That's my 1200 gun. So, and then I've got this little 22. It's kind of like if you're playing, this is like my only green tier FORTNITE hunting rifle. How do I know the ammo's right? Oh, because I've been shooting guns for like 35 years, Nicole. I'm a pretty old guy. Oh, you did? Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, this is an AR-10. And that's my AR-15. Thank you, Zika. So both of them have a telescopic sight. Oh, right here I have, what is that? That's 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 in my room right now, but I have more in my house. These are just the cool looking ones. The other ones are kind of plain looking. And I got some Nerf guns over there on the ground. I don't play sports because I'm old. I'm not in school anymore. But my daughter, I have a daughter that runs track and field. She's fast. She's pretty quick. Oh, I guess I have some more Nerf guns over here. And there's my other dog. Nope, we're not going to get crazy. Get down, Coco. Hey, Ash. I collect and I shoot guns. I have a couple of knives that are pretty cool. But I don't have like swords or anything like that. So, my son does not play sports. He does cyber. Hey, Hunter, what's going on, man? My son is on he does what's called Cyber Patriot, and it's a cyber competition. My dog? My other dog? Oh, yeah. There, I'll show you one of my old knives. Maybe if Arizona, if you're still on here, maybe you can tell me, how do I swap the blades on this? Has anybody ever seen one of these old case knives? So I've got a really, really old knife like this. I have both of my older kids are in high school. So kind of like an old, this isn't just like a little buck knife. This is a pretty big knife. I mean, I think that's like a 4-inch blade. One, Mason. one. You only need one gun to be considered a collector. Yeah, I actually do. So it has some other. So like that was a rounded knife. It's also got a drop point knife on it, or a drop point blade. Oh, I don't play Fortnite, Nicole. I don't play Fortnite. And then, sorry, for you guys that were asking about a knife, I've also got that one. So I'll do it again. There you go. And that's my stuffed animal Snecky. He's our channel mascot, but we might get a new mascot. Zeka, that's a very good firearm. The HK416 is a very good firearm. Yes, my knives are very sharp. And then I have a really, really nice kitchen knife that's probably more expensive than both of those knives that I just showed you. So, and I had an axe down here, but I took it upstairs. Dude, Mason, I say if having one gun makes you a collector, like remember only about 40% of the population in the US owns even a firearm. So if you own one, you're in 40% of the population that collects a firearm. Shh. Quit shattering his dreams, John. Let him. Maya Soder. I'm assuming. Yep. That one there is a holographic sight. So. Sus, do you mean am I a soldier? I'm not a soldier. I am an airman. I'm in the Air Force, not in the Army. So I do stuff with jets, like this one. Right there. So see, I do jet stuff. There's my patches from the places I've been to. Yeah. There's a. Can I zoom? Oh, I can zoom. Check it out. Okay, so there's one of the that flag. So that flag that you see right there, that was flown on a weapon system called the Falconer weapon system in Qatar. And it's related to that drone you see in the picture during Operation Prosperity Guardian. And that's when we started. That was when we started fighting the Houthi when they were attacking the ships in the Red Sea. So that was last year, last January. So I got to work with a British, like a British major, whatever the equivalent of a British major is. I worked pretty closely with him, and he was a drone pilot, and so we did some cool stuff. And so I got that flag. Oh, that one wouldn't be very good. That one only shoots 9mm. That shoots these little teeny bullets. You wouldn't want a big magnifier for something like that. That right there, that holographic sight, that's perfect for it. You wouldn't need anything more than that right there. So, I mean, I guess you could, but it wouldn't really do much. Because you're really only going to be able to shoot out to maybe 50 to 100 yards, and in a target the size of maybe that piece of paper right there. So, oh, and I have an AK, you guys. You guys that are new. Oh, everybody gone. Everybody left. Alaska, what's going on? Do you want to know the main reason I have the PCC? is because I wanted something that I could go that's an AR platform and shoot at the range, at my local gun range. And when I went and visited my mom at her farm, thanks Alaska, and it wouldn't be expensive because I could just go buy cheap boxes of like 9mm steel case. Oh, sus! I can't touch any of my guns on a YouTube stream. It's definitely good for practicing, like, because the recoil between it and the AR-15 is almost the same. Yeah, YouTube has rules against it, sus. We're not allowed to touch guns on a live stream. That's why you'll see people, like, if you ever see a live stream like this, that's why you'll see we just look at them. We don't actually touch them if it's a live stream. But Mason, yeah, it's fun, but it helps you kind of get into the habit and get into some of the repetition when you do go to the range. And it costs a lot less to shoot, honestly. 9mm is still quite a bit less expensive than like 223 and 556. So, and it's fun. It's good. It No, you're good, sus. Don't worry about it. I let everybody know. Somebody asks every time. Somebody's gonna ask. So it's different. It's just like the recoil is similar. Yeah, it fires differently because it's direct blowback, unless you have like a roller delayed system, or you've got, hey sus, or you've got like the radial delay, like what's on the Banshee, or they have the delayed buffers now. So I would say that a 22 mag can be either a rifle or it can be a PCC, because you can get 22 mag in both rifle and handgun. Yeah, no, I just mean, like, if you're going to go to the range and you want to shoot an AR and you're going to shoot at something that's 25 to 50 yards away, something like that is a lot cheaper to shoot, and you can build good habits so that then when you take out your AR, while it shoots differently, it's similar enough that you should be able to dial in your shooting and your practice with an AR, with a regular chambered AR, without spending as much money on ammo and everything. I am a 5.7 fan. I know people like 45 because it's a classic and because it's a little bit cheaper, but 5.7's come down in price quite a bit, and I don't think it's that much more expensive than 45. Yeah, 100% kablamo. 100%. Honestly, like, honestly, like that range video from like a month and a half ago that I took my daughter and my older daughter and my older son. They shot all three of these and they couldn't tell a difference in how they felt. They could kind of tell a difference with the AK, but I think that's because it has the folding stock. It's got the wire, it's got the metal stock, so I think it it feels a little different. But all three of my ARs, oh, I'm gonna say messy because that's who my buddy likes. I don't do soccer. I don't know very much about soccer. What's going on, Smoke? Oh, that would be a good video. Have some people like test, like put on a blindfold in a very controlled environment. The lever action's my brother's. So just whenever he visits, I use it to get video and we go out and shoot it.
So, yeah. Believe me, I have a laundry list of firearms that I want to get for the channel. But as I've said, any revenue that I get for the channel, most of it is going to go towards Riley's college fund, and yeah, and maybe some of it will go towards like our business, my Wi-Fi business, or my wife's realty business. Yeah, it's easier. I don't want a Keltec. What is that? A Keltec P30? That's the 22 Magnum Keltec. I've heard nothing but horror stories about that. And I don't want that pump action Keltec. I don't think I want any Keltecs. So, and I don't want a SIG P320. I live in Utah, sus. Utah. See? Below average Utah dad. You know, I don't know that I've ever shot a Keltec anything. I've met a couple, I've had some friends and some coworkers in the military that have had a few, and I think that's why I've been dissuaded, because they've been like, yeah, I need to upgrade my... Oh, some of these guys live in Texas. That's cool. I need to upgrade my stuff because my Keltec just doesn't handle the right way, or it shoots poorly, or I feel like it feels like it's gonna break. So rip it. No, yeah, it honestly, it's probably one of those things. Baba Booey. It's probably one of those things where the majority of them are probably great, and people enjoy them and have a good experience. I think we all, especially within the 2A community, we hear or we see like one experience that's negative that stands out, and that's just what kind of sticks with us. And so I think we're hesitant to move beyond that negative experience. You know, again, I go back to, people hear about that one time a Glock didn't work, or the one time, even the SIG P320, which is a lot more than one time, so I'm going to stand by that one. Yeah. Again, if you're using it to become proficient, yeah, I would definitely get a foul before I got a 308 Bullpup Keltec. Because foul. Oh. So. Yeah, I would imagine it's a little bit more expensive. Is that like when you cheat on your wife and her dream? Your wife is angry at you all day because you cheated on her in her dream. Sometimes I wonder if that's why wives just get angry at us. because we do things in their dreams that make them angry, and so they don't talk about it, and then they just start to wonder, wait, did that really happen? That's funny. That's some funny stuff, dude. Oh, are you guys seeing 4 people in the stream too? $45 is more expensive. Well, maybe if you're thinking like Hydroshock, Hollow Points or something. Alaska, are you in Alaska? You're in Anchorage, right? Okay. My dad is a pilot up there. He works for one of the places out of the little airport, not the big one. The little one that's right by the Air Force Base. A dagger is not a Keltec. Or does Keltec make a dagger too? So 45 would be... No, not by Ted Stevens. There's that smaller one that's where is it at? No, it's not Lake Hood. That might be so, Mason. That if it's an all metal, that might be a different story. I've never, like I said, I haven't shot. I don't think any Keltecs, but I did see though. Because you guys have got me thinking about 1911s and revolvers and all that. Oh, I think we lost Arizona. I think PSA had a deal on Rock Island 1911s. They were basic, but I'm pretty sure that they were under 3, which isn't a bad deal. I hope my stream doesn't get hit with a copyright. My daughters are watching Wicked upstairs kind of loudly. It's because Riley, she's doing that pageant for the Miss Teen pageant, and what she's going to do for her talent is she's going to paint. She's going to do speed painting while listening to. They're going to play one of the songs from Wicked, and she's going to draw one of the scenes. She's going to speed paint one of the scenes. P15. Bunch of drama today in the kitchen. That doesn't sound good. So I found this other channel. Oh, that kind of drama. Yeah. Dude, I'm sorry, but like Anchorage, for as long as I can remember, Anchorage always felt like pretty, like there's some nice places, like nice restaurants and nice places to live just outside of Anchorage, but I've always kind of felt like Anchorage is ugh. Oh. Uh-oh. That sounds like fun. Guess she's not gonna run through the house again. That's funny that you guys look at Fairbanks like that. It's crazy because like people in Fairbanks think of Anchorage and they think of like the big city and they think it's like so nice. And like now that I live down in the lower 48, like I live here in Utah, like Salt Lake is enormous. Like I'm pretty sure that the population of Salt Lake is bigger than all of Alaska. And so growing up there, I had no idea what a big city was, and now I live pretty close to one. And I lived in Phoenix, which was the not the most populated, but the largest city. It's the largest capital city in America. Um, and there's really nice places in the cities I've lived in. I think the city of Fairbanks has a population of shoot, maybe 100,000, maybe. And that's because of Eielson Air Force Base, Fort Wainwright, the Army Post, and the University of Alaska Fairbanks. Yeah, but to give you an idea, like the boundaries for the city, Mason, the city boundaries for Fairbanks. Oh, is that the population of Fairbanks? Okay, so I was way off. So what I said divided by 3. That's what I mean. So like that should give you an idea how disproportionate I think cities are now, because I live in such a big city that I'm like, oh yeah, that city's about the size of this one, so it's got to be close to this many. It's got to be close to this much population, and it's way off. It's probably pretty close to that, Alaska. Yeah, but Mason, like the city boundaries for Fairbanks. So if you think about like city limits, so in Alaska, especially up in like Fairbanks, there's like a difference between the city limits and the city boundaries. So like something could be within city limits, but you could live outside of city limits and still have the same zip code as being within the city limits, which I know sounds really weird. So there's city limits and city boundaries. In Alaska, the city boundaries, like for Fairbanks and North Pole, which is where I grew up, the city boundaries are just ridiculous. I think Fairbanks has city boundaries where you're in the same zip code. Like, it's like 60 miles wide. Hello, Dome on the Rock guy. It's crazy, dude. Like, I'm not joking. Alaska can vouch for this. There's a place called Chena Hot Springs up in Fairbanks. And if you live on Chena Hot Springs Road, like there's like 1 mile, there literally your address would be like 1 mile Chena, it'd be like, 2782 1 mile Chena Hot Springs Road. But then somebody else might live at like 4682 38 mile Chena Hot Springs Road. And that's still in the same zip code. So imagine a zip code that's like 40 miles wide. Did I ever meet a guy named Mike up there that owned a pharmacy? No. No, I never met a Mike that owns a pharmacy. Yes, Dome on the Rock guy. What are you yassing? Dude, that was crazy. Those kids, those like 10-year-olds that were in here. I'm going to call 911. That's so crazy. And it's like, yeah, those are real guns, just like in Fortnite. Oh, that's so cool. And they're around for like 10 minutes and then their attention span's gone and they're just like, okay, bye. Just gone. They really are. I didn't even like. I never like really put that together. Maybe that's why I should switch. My category of my channel is under entertainment. What's up, Chanson? Hey, bud. We're just here chilling, looking at the wall. Actually, I'm gonna set my. Nobody's asking for it to be up close anymore, because those kids are gone. Yeah, no legendary scar. My AR-10 would body the scar. I don't. I have what I've made, what I've assembled on my own, you know, from the parts that I ordered, and what I've inherited from my family, from my grandfather and my stepdad and my dad. So somewhere up in Alaska, I have a 30-06, like a Springfield 1903. That's pretty cool. My brother has a 303 Enfield. He's got a jungle carbine version of the 303 Enfield. I've looked at a couple of Bear Creek stuff, Baba Booey, because I like that they have the bigger calibers in an AR platform. I like the AR platform. Just call dibs, Mason. Just call dibs. Yeah. But it's not exactly the same as an AR-10. From what I've seen, the lower receiver is actually a little bit. It's got a deeper it's got a wider magwell, longer magwell, whatever the hell the word is. Sorry, it's a longer well because 30-06 is definitely a Sorry. Can I do the Baba Yaga voice, Jeff? Yeah, I'll do the Baba Yaga. What do you want me to say? Do you got somebody you want me to say something to? You want me to say the SIG is the good gun? That is like morally against everything my channel stands for right now. Okay, I'll try to say it with a straight face. Okay. So stupid. Oh. Oh. Now I've like got to think how I'm going to say it, because I'm starting to discover that, like, depending on the situation, like, my accent changes for Baba Yaga. So now I'm just like, I'm convinced he's just some kind of Eastern European fluke that speaks Russian, French, German, and Spanish, because he just kind of, his accent is like all over the place. Oh. The P320, eh? Oh, you like the P320. That is the best gun.
on the market. Because when you have the P320, it has, you not put a round in the chamber. And when the round is in the chamber, you hurt yourself. So you don't put the round in the chamber in the P320. And then Baba Yaga come and get you, and he give you a special hug. The P320 will always shoot the round. Will always shoot the round. Even when you do not want it to shoot the round. Magnifique. The P320. That's funny. Where do you work, Alaska? What restaurant do you work at? He's gonna say like some chain restaurant. I'm thinking it's like somewhere nice, like what's the really nice steakhouse that's next to Fifth Avenue? You work at the Hilton? Oh, that's not bad. I like Hilton hotels. I may or may not be a Diamond member at the Hilton Hotel, at the Hilton brand of hotels. When you travel a lot, I like to stay at Embassy Suites. So whenever I've gone to Hawaii, I always stay at the Village in Honolulu. So, was that good enough, Jeff? Was that sufficient? Did that meet your needs? Does that make you so happy? No, I don't stay at the Motel 6. I mean, I am a cybersecurity engineer. I am a computer scientist. Like, I have bills and like, trust me, I would be a lot less in debt if we stopped spending as much on just crap. I could go to the range more, trust me, if we didn't buy as much crap as we buy, but I have teenagers and a wife. Ew. The TI guy. Muzzle Broke is like, man, everybody is going live. I don't know who this is. There's like this girl, I think she's from South America. I'm pretty sure she's an OF girl. And so she, of course, naturally, she's got like 8,000 people on her live stream right now. Girls have no idea. Girls have no idea. I've gone combat fishing at Montana Creek for kings. That sucks. Now we just go down to Igiagig and we go up to like Ivishak. So fly up to Ivishak. My dad has a Cessna 180 there in Anchorage, so we fly up to Fairbanks, then fly up to up the Dalton. You want to get a blunderbuss so bad. Just make one. Pretty sure you're allowed to make a blunderbuss. There's actually no law that says that an American citizen cannot make a firearm. It's useful there. It's old. It's like a 1962. .3D printer go burr. I don't know that I would do a blunderbuss with a 3D printer. I would maybe just go buy some pipe. Yeah, 3D printers more like zzz, zzz, zzz. It is classic. So. Oh, man. There's muzzle broke. Everybody go say hi to Muzzle Broke in his stream. Everyone go hop very large potato cannon around. That's awesome. Potato cannons are cool. I think every kid should experience a potato cannon at some point in their life. I feel like that's an important rite of passage. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see, May 18th. Are there grayling on Fox Island? Or are you going deep sea? So I grew up fly fishing in and around Fairbanks. And then my family usually goes to my dad goes fishing in Iggy every year. He goes to QnA every year. He goes fishing in King Salmon every year. And they sometimes go to Seward or to Valdez to go deep sea fishing. But usually, if he goes to Valdez, it's cheaper to just fly into Valdez and then go buy some of the halibut and rockfish from one of the processors there from the year before. It's usually cheaper to just do that than it is to try to catch your own fish. Oh, cool. Oh, silvers, right? Silvers are in season, aren't they? Do you have your own boat, or do you go with buddies? Or do you guys go on a charter? I may or may not have a freezer full of halibut, cod, rockfish, and red right now, and sockeye from last year. Oh, nice, dude. Might need to get you in touch with a family member of mine, and maybe you guys can trade off. Trade boating trips, and no, I was actually in Valdez last year, Alaska. Last summer I was in Valdez. Might need to get you in touch with the below average Alaska grandpa, and you guys can trade off Cessna 180 if you want to go get a moose or caribou. Maybe he can go drop you off somewhere. You can take him fishing sometime. Jada, you know a guy that rents fishing boats in Alaska for $1,000 a day? That actually sounds like a pretty good deal. 1,000 a day, 1,000 a day for like a let's call it, let's say like a 27-foot boat. That sounds pretty reasonable. Which gun store? That's like, if it's Anchorage, that's like freaking. You go to Chichen for caribou? We've always gone up to Ivishak. So way up north on the way above the circle. I think we're only like, I think at that point on the Ivishak we're I think it's only like 120 miles to Prudhoe from Ivishak. Go land on a big gravel bar, big wide gravel bar, and then pitch a tent on the gravel bar and just fish for dollies. And when a caribou comes by, because caribou are kind of retarded, you just shoot it. I get you. J-Dog, I don't know that that's entirely accurate. Don't get me wrong, there are some that are, but I guarantee I have drank water from places that I'm pretty sure no other human being has ever drank water from. In Alaska, in lakes in Alaska. I think Google's wrong. So you know how I think that some of them are contaminated. I think a lot of them are, especially where people are. But you know how like Minnesota is the land of 1,000 lakes? It's like the nickname, isn't that the motto or the slogan of the state? I think, right? Minnesota's the land of 1,000 lakes. Or is it Montana? Yeah, don't drink anything near the big cities, but like if you're out a ways, you're probably okay. Probably. I would risk drinking Alaska lake water. I would risk drinking Alaska lake water like not near a big city more than I would risk drinking lake water from any lake in the lower 48. Or just boil it, yeah. So, Alaska. I am. Yeah, I was just about to ask, did when you were a kid in Anchorage, because I know they did this in Fairbanks, when you were in like 5th, 6th, and 7th grade, did you have to do like the week where you went and like did like the native culture immersion, and they like taught you how to survive for a week? Like if you spent like a week learning like basic survival skills in case you were ever lost or got snowed in, or like your car got stuck and you were driving not in the city. Did you guys do that? Because I know we did that in Fairbanks. Did they do that in Anchorage? Because I tell people that like I started doing survival stuff. Like I learned basic survival stuff like when I was a little kid. And they're like, oh, like as a scout? And I was like, no, like it's school. And they think it's weird. But you've heard of like they do that at schools in Alaska, right? Like it wasn't just up in Fairbanks. But I know that they do that in schools in Alaska. Yeah, they definitely did that in Fairbanks. we'd go to, there's a village, there's like a native village. It's not too far, and then at the university, you'd go and you do like this immersion thing with the university, and then you go visit a village, and you'd like camp for 3 days at the village, and that was school for like that week. As you go and you'd learn about the culture, and then they would show you like the rocks, and they would talk about how like they would put, whenever they would, you know, when they'd hunt, when they needed to tan hide, they would like, they talked about how you use the brain, you boil the brain because there's enough tannic acid in the brain to tan the hide and break it down the way that they need to so that it can be worn. Like, I learned all that stuff, and I don't know, like, I think about things sometimes like, why do I know that there's enough tannic acid in a brain to of any animal, whatever animal it is, you can boil the brain, and there's enough tannic acid in that brain that you can take the entire hide and boil it, and it'll soften it, make it malleable, and it will help make it waterproof. And I was like, oh, I learned that when I was a kid. In like 3rd grade. From a little old Native Alaskan Athabascan lady. Or they're like, you can skin a salmon. You can skin a salmon. And then you can put the skin in a pan. And you can heat it up really, really slow. And you can get the tallow from the fat of the salmon. And you can make oil that will burn. And you can use that as a lamp. Or you can wrap salmon skin after you, if you don't do that, you can wrap salmon skin around something like a hide, and as long as the scales are on the outside, you can do that, and there's enough oil from the skin. If you leave salmon skin wrapped on leather long enough, it'll waterproof it that way. It's weird stuff like that, man. If you're out on the tundra, you can always find fresh water because the tundra is frozen. But you also risk, like, if you don't put the permafrost moss, if you don't put the moss back on top of wherever you dug and got the ice, it can melt the ice. Or if you step on it, you have to find the solid parts, and you can't step on the permafrost, because if you don't, it'll compress, and then the sun will heat up that spot, and then it will melt all the ice and make a sinkhole. Like how to build a snow shelter. I've known how to build a snow shelter since I was in like 2nd grade. Or you dig it down, and then you build a shelf, and you dig out a shelf, and then you dig 2 inlet and outlet holes so you can get fresh air in, and then yeah. Who all's still on here? Sorry, Alaska and I are talking about living in Alaska. I keep hopping back into Muzzle Brokes just to see what he's doing. So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to call it for now. I don't know if I'll be back on, but 75 minutes isn't bad. Not a lot of viewers tonight. That's okay. It's Sunday night. People are doing their thing. That's probably healthy. So I think I'm gonna call it. Go check out Muzzlebrokes. Go do his thing. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Always carry around in the chamber and always carry every day. Stay zesty. Whoa.